the media started to see that beauty standards was a way to profit on people. Hi you guys! So today's video is going to be different because I don't want my channel to be only about fashion and clothing and things like that, but also about more spiritual stuff and my thoughts on specific things, like for example today's topic that is going to be the beauty standards, because I just want to make more chit-chatty videos so you guys get to know me better and so you'll see my vision and basically that you know how the person thinks that you're watching, because I think that's quite important, you know, and to have more of a bond with each other. And also, I'm sorry if the lighting is going to change a bit. It's a bit cloudy and sometimes the sun comes through, so don't mind that. But yeah, so today's topics are going to be the beauty standards through history, how they've changed and how they are today, and also how I overcame being insecure about those things, because I get it that it's so hard to look at social media and starting to compare yourself and stuff like that. To start off, where did beauty standards come from? Okay, so as we can see in the early Renaissance, the beauty standards there was to have like a pale skin and be a curvy woman, because beauty standards came from people in that time being wealthy and didn't have to work hard. They were pale because they weren't sitting in the sun all the time, all day, and they had a lot of food, and so they had a lot to eat as well, like they weren't starving, so they were curvy. And that's what it kind of started from as a beauty standard, you know. And people that were very skinny in that time was like a representation of how poor you were, which I think is so sad to think about that even was a thing. And then if you're going to look to 50s, 60s area, and you know, like it's a whole jump further, but if we are going to look at that time, we can see that people are getting more wealthy, like the regular people, and they're able to afford more things. In that period of time, like it was still a beauty standard to have curves, and we can see this with Marilyn Monroe and other examples of that time period, that body type was a beauty standard back then, you know, like being curvy, having that hourglass figure. But we can also see that in that time, having a big butt wasn't a thing, for example, and big lips were shamed on, you know, they were like laughing at you if you had big lips. Like in that time it was a thing to have like small lips, like everybody thought like, oh, small lips are so beautiful. We can already see like an evolution in going from the Renaissance into the 50s and 60s, but it's also a bit a kind of a contradiction, because on one hand they like curvy bodies, but on the other hand we can see, if you look like on these kind of magazines and stuff like that from that early time, it was like, oh, this is how you can lose weight because you look a bit too fat, and this is how you can gain weight because you're a bit too skinny. So it's like, you know, beauty standards are basically made from that time on. I feel like these are all also my personal opinions that I give on this, but I feel like from the 60s and on, the media started to see that beauty standards was a way to profit on people, because if you made them insecure about being too fat, they would go on a diet, so they would buy diet pills and stuff like that. And if people were too skinny, they do other things to get in that beauty standard. So basically beauty standards from that time on till now is just a way to profit from people. And we can see this right now. Right now it's the beauty standard to have big boobs, a big butt, thick lips. And that all wasn't a thing back then. Right now, that's all so trendy, you know? And I want to give like the Kardashians as an example because they started to become a beauty standard. And I think people are looking at this a bit the wrong way. So you shouldn't hate on them because they didn't make that beauty standard. They just did to their body what they wanted to do because they loved the curvy women and the thick lips, so they did that. But the media made from them the new beauty standard, basically. That's how I look at it because, you know, it's the media who pushes pictures of them out and stuff like that because they had a name, they changed their body, it was a massive change, so they became the new beauty standard. Also because a day-to-day woman might not be able to achieve that. And that makes women yet again insecure. So yet again, plastic surgeons and diet companies and exercising, I don't know, whatever, can profit from that. And that's just such a shame that, you know, we are living in this time that having a curvy body or anything like that is so important. Like, just the thing that looking a certain way is so important in this society makes me so sad because there's much more in life than just looking pretty. Or because if you think of it, it's like a phase, it's like fashion. Certain body types go in, certain body types go out of style, you know, like, and they will always come back because, for example, like in the early 2000s it was a really big thing to be very skinny, you know, like model skinny. Right now it's like, especially 2015, I think, it was so big to be like very slim thick and things like that. And right now we're seeing a shift again, in my opinion, to very slim women, but not too skinny, but still very slim. And that's just from personal observations that I'm seeing, that being slim is going to be in again, especially if you're looking at the fashion trends as well. Like low-waisted jeans are coming back, and you know, like low-waisted jeans were worn in the 2000s by people who were very skinny. So, but yeah, so basically how I overcame this, you know, I don't mean like I'm not insecure, but it's a lot less than it was a few years ago, you know, because I started to realize these things. And it's just that it are phases, you know, like, and also everybody has another type, so you're not pretty for everyone. There will be people that think you're the most beautiful person on earth, and there will be people that think you're not pretty or just not their type. And that's okay. It can be that you're like more popular in the beauty way by more people and you can achieve that, but why would you want to be more loved by more people for your physically appearance? You know, I don't get it. So, and it's not that important, you know, and it even makes you more special if you have like little quirks that some people don't have. Like, and I love it that people in the media are starting to put those people out as well. So it's not that the media is all bad, but it aren't just that many companies that, you know, involve those kind of people, like the more regular day-to-day people. And that's still a bit sad though. I just started to realize that I don't have to compare myself with other people. And you know, if you feel very insecure and you're thinking of surgery and stuff like that, just try to reflect on yourself first. Like, do I really want this? Like, is this going to make me more happy? Because I feel like once you've done that, you will find something else to be insecure about, you know? So I think it's just better to reflect on yourself first and really think, like, do I really want to do this? And if you still want to do it, you know, like, no one is stopping you if that's going to make you happy, but I would just say, just try to reflect first. For example, like, if I didn't do this, I would have got a breast augmentation because I hated my breasts when I was little, because you know, I got bullied for them by boys, like, oh, haha, look at her, she's fat because she has big boobs, you know, because it wasn't in that time. And it's really damaging to girls to for anyone to laugh at their bodies, because every shape and every color and every little quirk on your body, or how do I have to say it, like just every little detail of any person is just so beautiful, and we should just embrace that everybody is different and everybody is beautiful and unique in their own way, and just don't compare yourself with other people, but compare yourself with yourself, you know? Trying to get the best out of you by looking at your past, looking at what you still want to achieve. Because that's, I think, a healthy way to become more healthy or anything. Like, also, like, if people are laughing at you for some reason, like even if it's your body or the way you're dressed, just ignore it, you know? If there are people laughing at you for the way you dress or the way you look, it are just people that you don't want to have in your life, you know? Because there will always be people that will look up to you, or not even, or like just, you know, love it, how unique you are, and I will just embrace it and love you for who you are. And that's how we all should be, you know, like just loving people for who they are. And I just started to stop caring about what people thought, because I knew that the people I would want to be friends with, or the people that I would love, wouldn't be judging me for the way I looked or the way I would dress. Because, you know, we all have our insecurities. I still have insecurities. I was insecure about my body since the age of 11, and even younger, I think, but it wasn't that bad back then. It took me a long while to realize it, that it doesn't matter how you look, and you shouldn't care about what people think, because if you are going to change yourself or the way you look for other people, you're not being true to yourself, and you're not going to be happy, because those people aren't friends with you for who you are, but for the way you are trying to be for them, you know? So just be yourself, just try to love yourself, and don't care about other people's opinions about how you look or dress. And I hope this kind of helped you guys, or that you liked to listen to this, because it's really something I stand for, and just want to make more videos like this, because I think talking about these topics is important, you know, to bring more awareness to this, since the media is giving us this kind of vision of everything. And yeah, let me know if you liked this kind of video. I really like talking about it, to be honest, to give my opinion and my vision on this. And I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye!